Greetings, everybody. Welcome to English 102 Literature and Composition in an exciting, jam packed winter intersession. This is the introductory video to the course to give you a quick tour of Blackboard, how I've set the course up. I want everything to be as simple and easy to follow as possible. The absolute most important thing in any class, especially an online class, is simply following directions. Make sure you do that. Don't skip around. Follow directions. Go step by step. I mean, feel free to click and explore and stuff, but make sure you're going step by step and you should be just fine. So the first thing you'll always come to when you log in is this announcement screen. This is where I'll post announcements that I want to make to the whole class. If I need to change anything, if I need to give feedback that applies to everybody, it will be here. So don't just click past the screen, read whatever is posted here. You see I've got a welcome note to you telling you that the class opens on December 19th. Hopefully you're in early and already started. And then the welcome here we go tells you that you should start by clicking on the syllabus and overview link. Read the syllabus very carefully. That's our contract for the course. Make sure you go through it, understand everything. If you have questions, let me know. Late work addendum, basically just explaining again, I don't accept late work at all. And directions on how to download Microsoft Office. I will require that all major papers, there's 3 big essays, I require that they're submitted as Microsoft Word documents. Otherwise, I might not be able to open them, in which case I won't be able to grade them. Of course, when you log in here, there will be a video that I'm making right now that will also be here, and you should be watching that. Other things over here, there's Blackboard Mail. This is simple. If you want to send me a message about anything personal, send it through Blackboard Mail. Please don't use external email. I will be checking Blackboard Mail multiple times per day. I can't promise I will be checking my external work email every day. So make sure you go through, stick to Blackboard Mail. Of course, what I'd rather you do if you have any questions would be on the discussion board. Ask them on the course questions board. Think of this as if you have any questions that if we were in a class and you had a question, you'd raise your hand and ask it. That's what would go here. In class, you probably wouldn't raise your hand and ask why you got the grade you did, or if you personally can have an extension because you've got something going on in your life. So those are the types of personal questions that can go through Blackboard Mail. But anything, if you don't understand a story, if you have a question about an assignment, question about the course at all, please use the course questions board. That way, everyone else will be able to see your question. They might have the same one, and more importantly, they'll be able to see my answer. If there ever are unread posts on here, you should read them because maybe I'm answering a question that you didn't even realize you have, but you need the answer to. All right, moving on to the actual content. So course content, we got short stories is what we're starting with. You come into the short story unit and everything is arranged by day. I have tried to make this as intuitive as possible. Again, follow directions. Everything should be pretty straightforward. You'll have a to-do list. I'll give you a bunch of things to do each day. You follow those and go on to the next day. First day is mostly a bunch of reading. Of course, I want to draw special emphasis to this all close reading materials folder. The assignment you'll be doing for your discussion posts for Unit 1 is called close reading. It's a quote explication. My guess is that's going to be something that's new to many of you. It can be challenging at first, but hopefully it's a skill that you will quickly pick up. It's going to be much easier to do well on these if you actually very carefully follow the directions, the sample outline I have, the explanation and walkthrough PowerPoint, the rubrics. I have sample close readings for each story that you will be able to see after you post your own. So while you won't be able to see them ahead of time, you should be reading my samples, read other people's, but most importantly, follow these directions when doing your close readings for Unit 1. After that, you'll go through. Don't worry, I'm not going to click on every single day. Your first discussion post is the introduction one. It's due Thursday the 27th. Due by noon, complete introductory post. By 8 p.m., reply to a classmate. Due tomorrow. By noon, nothing. By 8 p.m., a completed test packet, starting with the test packet. For this introductory post, you can see the directions are here in the daily folder rather than on the discussion board. So you'll click on the link here and you'll create a thread and you'll answer these questions. Now, I told you following directions is important. So in order to get a 10 out of 10 on this first introductory post, which should be an easy 10 out of 10, after you write answers to these 5 questions, I would like you to write something some statement that expresses that you understand what plagiarism is and that you understand what the consequences are. If you need a refresher, go back and reread the plagiarism page in the syllabus. Understand that you are not to go onto any other websites to get ideas or analyses about stories or poems. Getting words or ideas from another source is plagiarism. I want you to do original thinking, and the consequences are you get a 0 for every single discussion post, past, present, and future. You don't have to write all that, just something that you understand what plagiarism is. That'll show me that you follow directions, watch this video, actually listen to this, and you get a 10 out of 10 on the first one and then 5 out of 5 for the post. I'm going to just pick one more random folder in short stories and pick Sunday. For the most part, once we get into the unit, you will be assigned 3 stories to read each day. You'll pick one of them to post a close reading on, and you will post a reply to a classmate's close reading on one of the other 2 stories. So you might be thinking, well, it sounds like I only have to read 2 stories, which I guess technically is true. But read all 3, they're great. I picked some of the best short stories, and who knows, maybe you'll read 2 and you don't really like them and you miss out on the third one that would be a story that you love, you feel passionate about. It's going to be easy for you to write a big paper on. So do the readings, but you got to post on one, reply to someone who posted on a different one. And at the end of the unit, that's when the essays due. You see the essay assignment in the first day, so you can think about it as you go. And then you'll go to poetry and then drama, and then before you know it, we'll be done. I already showed you the discussion board, so here's where the posts will go if you want to look at all the discussion boards at once. Of course, there's my grades. You should be familiar with this, hopefully, from other classes or just Blackboard in general. But I will be grading things as quickly as you are submitting them. My goal is to always have your work from a previous day returned before you do your work for the next day. That way you can take some constructive criticism, apply it to your next assignment, and continue to improve. That said, like I said, I provide comments and feedback on all of your posts, so you should be reading that and learning from that. If I keep making the same comments over and over, it'll tell me you're not doing that, and then that's going to be a problem. So your grades are in here, and I think that just about covers everything. Welcome to the course. Enjoy the readings. Do your best, and you'll do just fine. Most importantly, follow directions. All right, I look forward to working with you.